Designs. I want to welcome you into my woodshop S&C Custom Designs. Before I forget, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button and click the bell, and you'll be notified when new videos go up automatically. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down. If you give us a thumbs down, let us know what we can do better. Thank you for coming into my woodshop. So I was recently given a project. It's over there. Where there's a drawer where the front of it, not only did the front fall off of it, because first of all it's way too heavy, it also broke where the bottom part of the drawer goes in. Let's go over and have a look at it, my friends. So we basically have to make a piece, and we're going to custom make that piece out of this oak here. So if you can see here, I'm sorry for moving quickly, my friends. So basically what happened was, just through normal use with this drawer, okay, going in and out, in and out, in and out. This piece here broke. I don't know where the other half is, so I have to make this piece. You can see that it's all loose like this, and you know they use pins. I'll probably do the same, but it'll be like brand new, and I'll reinforce it. But I have to go ahead and make this piece. And how do you do that safely on a table saw? So we're going to talk about that, and I'm also going to have to plane this piece down, and I'll do that on the router table, because you can see it's not quite, it's a little too high. So I'll take a router bit and I'll plane this down so that it's nice and even, and so the piece that I make from here. So let's go ahead and come on over to the table saw, and let's talk about doing this safely. And essentially what happens is you have this very thin piece, right? And I'll cut it off shorter, and you're running it along like this, okay? You're running it along, and what happens is this piece is going to start vibrating as it goes through like this, and it's very, very dangerous, and you can get what they call kickback and all this sort of thing. You can splinter the heck out of the wood, right? And that's just going to be a problem. Okay, so what can you do about that? The answer is right here, my friends. I'm not a salesman for any of the products I show in my woodshop. I just use them. And the whole idea behind this gripper is it's safe. They designed this, the engineers designed this to keep your fingers safe. This is a lot of pieces all hooked up together in order to keep you safe. And it's highly, highly configurable to suit your needs. Well, I went ahead and I took off all of these parts there, because really all I need is this. And I'll probably do the same with that one, so I can do what they call the leapfrog technique, right? So watch what happens. This rubber bottom there is going to hold on to this piece, pushing it down. So I can very safely push this across. My hands are nowhere near the blade. And it's going to hold this piece in place, okay? It's going to hold it in place. And like I said, I'm going to employ the leapfrog. Well, I'll take the other one, and I'll just go through very carefully, okay? So, and maybe what we'll do, we'll have a little bit of fun. It won't be today, my friends, because I'm still not cleared from the doctors to use my wrist. I should be back at work next week, QA software guy in the daytime. And so, but I just can't. Not allowed to work tools. So, but I'm going to go through the motions. I mean, you can imagine, you know, this happening. So I think you get the idea. And what we're going to do next week is when I actually do this, I'm going to show you how dangerous it is. We're going to take a scrap piece, and we're going to get it through, and then we're going to clean it up a little bit. And that's where the danger comes in. When you're taking a little bit of the material off that skinny piece, that's when it starts going like this. And I think you know what I'm talking about. All right. So this is the tool to use, my friends. Okay, I wonder if I can get down here so you can see what this is going to look like. Essentially, it's going to be like this. So isn't that cool? The saw blade can come up right in there. Okay, putting that aside, I actually I needed to change my blade, and I thought, let's do a video on changing the blade. Well, if you've got a table saw, you're going to probably know how to change your blade. What if you're new? Welcome, my friends, to the wood shop. Welcome to having your very first table saw. This is a Contractor Delta table saw. It's been serving me just fine. I have a small wood shop, and so there you go. A small wood shop means that you don't have a lot of room, and I need to move things out of the way. All right, so essentially, we're going to go through the steps to change a blade, okay? We'll show you how that's done. And let's just go ahead and put this over here. Again, I apologize for moving quickly. I'm going to try to turn up a little bit of music here. Not too loud, but let's have some music going. I love the 1920s music, my friends. So essentially, you're going to just, first of all, of course, unplug your table saw. You don't need any needless accidents because that thing is plugged in. First thing you need to do is you're going to take off this cover here. Now, I'm actually going to do a video on making a zero clearance insert. Okay, this I want to show you something. If you haven't noticed already with your table saw, okay. See how this is set down? Well, that's not good. That's just, why would they do that? Why would they make it like that? I don't know. Maybe they didn't have a measuring tape. There you go. It just sits below. What's going to happen? You're going to push your stock along, right? And it's going to get caught right here on this lip. We're going to do an episode on making zero clearance. And the name of this thing is evading me right now. But basically this plate that sits down in here, we're going to make them, okay? And that is very, very critical and key, because you don't want any room in here. If I have got this blade on here, I don't want any movement, any chance for anything to fall down in there, my friends. That just causes problems. So you take that off, okay? And I'm going to raise up the blade, okay? My handle for raising the blade is here. We're going up like so. All right, again, even though I know I have this unplugged, I'm like, did I unplug it? Okay, so you're going to have some kind of stop, hopefully, that they build into your system, where you'll turn the blade and it's going to push in like so. Okay, I keep looking at my stuff because I want to make sure my camera is looking where it should be looking. And then you're going to take yourself a wrench, okay, and go ahead and loosen it like so. Now, I loosened it just so I didn't have problems during the videoing, so you can take that off. Okay, I can put that there. Then there's this washer here that holds the blade very flush and firmly. Okay, then we're going to take the riving knife out, and for mine, you just lift up this like so, and then go ahead and lift it out. Let me come over here. Maybe I can have a better luck over here. There we go. We'll pull the riving knife out. We'll set it there. Okay. Just did an episode on this dust collector here. The dust collection system here. Basically, this was going back and forth like this, and I noticed that way down in here, there's a screw that holds this over into the block. There's a screw up here that holds it here. And so there's no way I could get my fingers down in there to get the screw inside of there, right? Even if I could find that screw. So what I did is I used Gorilla Tape, my friends. Now it's pretty good. Okay? All right. The things that you have to do. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the blade. All right, you want to be careful with your blades. You don't want to set them on metal. And I keep my blades for this one under here. Oh, okay. And I also keep my tools for working on the table saw right there in that baggie. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take one of these guys out. Now, this is a really, really cool, I have a 10-inch, by the way. This is a really inexpensive set of blades, okay? This set of blades, so I have a rough cut, these are carbide tips, and then a fine tooth. It's all about the teeth, how many teeth you have in there, okay? So this is 60 tooth here, and that's probably what I'm going to put in there, is the 60 tooth. All right. All right, so as safely as you try to do things, stuff happens, especially when you're videoing. That's when stuff goes a little bit not according to plan. All right, so there we go. Here's the blade, and be very careful with it. It's very, very sharp. All right, boy, I'm looking forward to it. This guy's a 24 tooth for doing your real rough cut processes. So let's go ahead and bring it over here. We'll drop it down. Is there a right way and a wrong way to put in a blade? Absolutely. You want the teeth going toward the cut. So it's going to be rotating this way. So imagine if I put it on this way, you're going to figure out pretty quick that that very sharp blade you just put on isn't so sharp, but so you got to pay attention to that. All right, so we'll push that on. All right, let's come over here. Again, we have this plate here that holds it flushly against the sound of metal when you hit it on your table saw. All right, let's put that on. You just take your time, okay, so you don't drop it and cause yourself extra frustration. Again, you push in this key for my table saw, this red button there, and then go ahead and give it a reasonable amount of pressure, but don't put too much pressure on, my friends. It doesn't need a lot of pressure. And that's it. I am ready to use my table saw, and I actually can't wait to start going through the wood. Nothing like a fresh blade. And my friends, I can't emphasize enough on having a nice sharp blade, because if you don't, what's going to happen? This is a true story. I was talking to a friend, and we were having some shop talk, and they had their wife helping him cut this piece of wood. Now everything's going to be okay. It wasn't horrible, so what happened was they were pushing the wood through, and the blade was so dull that it had that kickback, right? Now that kickback can go behind into your body. It could crack your ribs. I mean, you could do some nasty things. You can look up those videos on YouTube where they purposely do that. But it can shoot and land right into the wall. It can go into the wall. So it's not good. Well, what happened, my friends, was the piece of wood fell back onto his wife. It flew right into her, and she's okay. But boy, that could have been really, really, really bad. So have fresh, sharp blades for these purposes. I want to thank you for coming into my wood shop, to SE Custom Designs again. We have 190 subscribers. I need 1,000 subscribers. I've got a long way to go. But I have 330 some videos out there. You name it, the subject is probably there one way or another. Because when I do projects, my friends, I like to talk about the various things and methodologies that we employ here in our wood shops. Notice what I do here. Just even things like this. This helps me not to dull the blade or to have some kind of needless accidents. I have what they call a 10-second rule. Let's flip me around. I have a 10-second rule that if you can't find it in 10 seconds, then you need to reorganize your shop. So I have my shop absolutely organized, a little bit messy right now, but it's organized. I know where things are. And so if I can't find it in 10 seconds, I got to rethink that. I have this tip here. What in the world is this, Steve? This is stuff that just I find on the floor. Not all of it, okay? But there's some very interesting things in here for which I cannot, and I'm dropping things, know where in the world they came from. Some of them I do know, but like, for example, screws, or, you know, they'll just fall out. Like this one, I suspect it came from my 14-inch bandsaw. but I'm going to put it in there. That's my second tip for you. All right. And having things just real close, things that you use all the time within your graphs, your pencils, you know, your squares. All my tools are right here under the table. I can just put them into service very quickly by lifting them up on there. And that's just the way it is. You have to be organized, my friends. And then the trash bag. This is silly, I know. Use it. Use your trash bag. What are you talking about, Steve? I will cut exotic pieces of wood or even pine or whatever, and I'm like, I could use this piece of wood. I can't throw it away. Got to save it. And so I will join them up, those pieces, and I will make bandsaw boxes out of them, my friends. So I have these bandsaw. These are made out of 4x4s, but yeah, I'm sure if you just look up my videos, you'll see that I made bandsaw boxes, really cool ones. And we're going to do a lot of that. By the way, Rotterdam Junction in August, this is 2018, we're having a show out there. And a couple of my children were born in the Mabie House. Look it up. Historic Society, the Mabie Farm in New York, upstate New York. We're going to have a show there in August. I want to get into a lot more shows this year, but just want to mention that. We'll mention that in the by and by. Thanks again for coming into my shop. Probably even forgot why in the world we did this video, but you know, let's just have fun doing it. Again, subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it, and share the link and get others to join. And let's just have fun in the shop, okay? Shout out to all my friends that are subscribers and have safe operations within your wood shop. Thanks for tuning in to SE Custom Designs. Take care and God bless.